Hello people and welcome to my tutorial series. My name is Horia and in this tutorial we're gonna install Weblogic 12.2.1. For that we're gonna need two things. First is Weblogic binaries and the second one is a JDK. So for that we're gonna go to oracle.com and we're gonna go to downloads, Fusion middleware. It used to not say Weblogic server, but I guess they got too many questions about it. We're gonna accept the license agreement and we're gonna download the generic installer. I'm gonna cancel that because I already have it downloaded. JDK 1.8. We also need the Java development kit. We can search for it. And I'm gonna download the zip file. Again, I don't need this because I already have it downloaded. So now to upload your files to the server, which I have it here. We can do multiple things. We can add share folders from the machine. We can start Firefox remotely because we have Xming and download it directly to the server, or we can use WinSCP. To use WinSCP, you have to download it. WinSCP download, .NET download, install package or portable. I just got a portable and extracted it on the desktop. So you're gonna open your WinSCP. You're gonna just connect to your machine, which is localhost 22 in my case. If you want to see how I set this up, you can watch my previous tutorials. Actually, let's create a user first. For security purposes, we're gonna also create a group, because if we don't create a group, the new user that we're gonna create for a Weblogic server is gonna be thrown into the general user group of the system. And we really don't want that because other users might be in that group, that generic user group, and they might get permissions to file that they shouldn't have permissions of. So for that reason, we're gonna create a special group for the Weblogic, also called Weblogic. So don't get intimidated by that, just know that it's a group with the same name as the user. So group add Weblogic user add -m creates the home directory. So this is -group. Let's delete the home. I shouldn't have written it like that. So after you create the user, let's copy our files to the new user. Username Weblogic. We did not put a password for this user, so we need to put a password for this user. Password Weblogic. Guess what the password is gonna be? Password. Permission denied. Why am I trying to go to VLS? I don't want to go to VLS. I'm gonna go to home Weblogic, and here I'm gonna copy my files. And I said I already have them downloaded. So is this and this. Just gonna drag them on. Okay, once that's done, we're gonna connect to the server user. We're using PuTTY. We can use this, but I'm just gonna use terminal. PuTTY. I really like PuTTY than working in the VirtualBox because I can't copy paste and stuff. So I'm just gonna use PuTTY. Weblogic, not Weblogic. That's actually good. So this is our X authority, which tells us that its authority file does not exist. We need this for Xming. Let's also start it. If you want to see how Xming was configured, please watch my previous tutorial. I'm gonna test this. It opened on my second monitor, no? So it actually works. So now let's see what this is about. We're gonna tar and unzip the JDK. Tar -extract zip verbose file. So this is gonna extract the zip, also unzip, and tell us all the files inside and the file name, which is this. Now I'm gonna unzip this guy. If you don't have unzip installed, just install it using the root account. There are two methods of installing Weblogic server. One is a silent method and one is a graphical user interface method. We're gonna first install it using GUI, and then we're gonna install it using a silent mode. So for GUI installation, we're gonna set Java home, export Java home equals, that means home JDK 1.8 So we just set up some environment variables. We made the Java home our JDK folder, and we also added it to the path of the user. So we're gonna do Java -version, and we're gonna see that it runs on OpenJDK. We're just gonna maximize this. So we're gonna say Java -jar fmw jar. So this is actually good that we got this error. To avoid this, you can actually call Java the JDK directly. So we can actually do this bin Java fm.2.1. This is how you avoid that error. Yes, I want to continue. I don't care if I don't have a display that has a lot of colors. So it's gonna create Aura inventory for us, which is the inventory of the Oracle software that's installed on this system, and Weblogic group. Now click next. Skip auto updates. For the purpose of this tutorial, we really don't care about this. And it's gonna create an Oracle middleware and Oracle home. That's gonna be where the binaries are actually installed, but we also have a domain folder you're gonna see in a few moments. So I want to install it complete with examples for the purpose of this tutorial. These are actually okay. They say that you have to run this on a Red Hat, but I'm on CentOS, which is basically a trademarked Red Hat system. Most of it is copy paste from the Oracle source. from the Red Hat source, sorry. It's got the same repositories, the same everything, so you can actually use it. You can ignore those. And the JDK version, it's newer than the one that it was expecting, so you can ignore that one also. I don't want to receive security updates. It's gonna give me a summary. Yes, I want to remain uninformed. And install. Next. And here we see automatically launch the quick start configuration wizard. We're gonna deselect this because we're gonna do it manually, so we're gonna click finish. After installing the Weblogic binaries, you can create a domain using the config.sh from this location. Oracle common bin and config.sh. But before we do that, there's actually a bug in the configuration wizard. The wizard will hang because it uses the dev random as its device generator, which is a finite random generator, and it will not reuse the data in its data entity pool. The entity pool is just a noise generated by other devices on the system, including system logs and anything that might generate random data. To bypass this, we will modify the secure random source in Java security to default to urandom. Urandom does the same thing as random, but it reuses the data in the entity pool, so it doesn't get stuck if the wizard asks for more data than the data pool can provide. I hope this makes sense. If not, don't bother with it. I will just provide you with some links in the description. So for now, just modify this file. Find here -10 Java security. Don't use xargs here, it will block your console. So it's actually this. I'm gonna put urandom here and save, and now we can actually run our configuration wizard. I want to create a domain. Oh, I'm gonna put Horia's domain. I'm gonna put a password. I'm gonna leave this on development. It's very easy to switch from development to production, but it's a bit harder to switch back from a production to a development environment. So for the purpose of this tutorial, just leave it like this. We're not gonna modify anything right now. We're gonna install a node manager, but we're gonna do it separately to show you how it's done. And we're just gonna click create. And this is how you create a domain. Now to start our Weblogic domain, we're gonna go to Oracle, user projects, domains, Horia's domain, bin, and we're gonna run start Weblogic, and we're gonna send it to background. So when you see the server state change to running, it means the startup has finished and you can actually access the server. To do that, we're gonna start a Firefox. and we're gonna go to the local host port 7001/console. The first time you're gonna access the console, you're gonna see deploying application, and after the application is deployed, you can actually log in using your username and password that you set in the configuration wizard. And this is it. You have successfully installed Weblogic, configured the domain for Weblogic, and start up the Weblogic and log into your Weblogic console.